Greetings everyone, Buck Business here, and welcome back to Diablo 2. And apologies for the long wait and previous video being as bad as they were. I forgot to full screen the previous video, I believe that was the previous video, as well as things on this computer got a little bit wonky. But that's quite alright. I mean, taking a little bit of time off of this was a bit necessary anyways. A few things happened along the way, like I lost my computer, my personal computer, not the one I record on, obviously, as well as some voting stuff happened, and now that's out of the way. Anyways, getting back into this game usually isn't that much of a challenge. I'm actually not really getting much experience, so I'm actually going to put the little code in here again, players 8. I'm going to see if the previous area will give me, let's see, let's go over here for a moment. Now that I have players 8 on, of course the experience, as I mentioned prior, will be doubled or whatever, or however, but no, this is not really noticeable experience anymore, unfortunately. Alright, so I guess I'll continue forward. Things are looking pretty good. I've been trying to run a hardcore game. Man, the brightness on this game, let's see if I can... Video options, lighting quality, it says high. Maybe turn this up a bit. No. Can't really get a... Oh, whatever, it's fine. Alright. Anyway, we'll go around here and make sure everything is already done. I'm having a tough time seeing like the top of my screen. Like I got a new computer screen and it's huge, but the lighting is very different now. For example, the top is a lot darker, and as well as the sides are a lot darker. So I'm having a tough time seeing what I'm doing, especially my health. My health is extremely hard to see right now with this screen. I have to look a bit in to see what's going on over there. Let's see, I'm having no trouble defeating these guys, but I'm also not getting a lot of experience, so it's gonna be an opting time to perhaps move on, get to Act 2 hopefully, and there things will run a little bit more smoothly as far as getting the mercenary. He'll help a lot, and yeah. Let's see. So, as I was mentioning before in the hardcore run, I managed to beat the game on the first difficulty, as it were, and the way I died was extremely unfortunate. I suppose I'll talk about that since I was doing that. Oh boy. I can't see what's going on, but it doesn't look good for my health, and there's a lot of guys chasing me right now. And these seem to be champions, and they're very, very tough, probably because I did the whole difficulty thing. Of course, their chasing patterns are very long, and they just don't give up on you. They're very quick as well. Let's see. Is this the fireball? Yes. I'm gonna put a few more points in here. Put that many. I'll leave 1 point remaining. Let's see if I'm doing better damage. A little bit. That helps a little bit. Pick up all these healing potions. Always pick up that money. Money is important to buy better items, just in case I come across anything that I like to purchase. Looking around, a few traps here and there. I always felt traps were a little bit ineffective in this game, unless you are really not paying attention. Then otherwise, it's just not. There's not much going on in the trap department. But I suppose one game I'll talk about, since I was playing Diablo 2 recently, at least off the screen. I was a while ago, I forget when I was doing Diablo 3, and I heard about the announcement of Diablo 4, just so you know when this is coming out. So in Diablo 3, at least the PlayStation version, which is, I think it actually came out on the PlayStation the PlayStation 4 first. I'm not entirely sure about that. And then it finally fixed itself in the supposedly it fixed itself, but one of the funny wonky things that I always found with that game in particular, at least that version of it, I don't know if it's in the PC version, is of course rolling. You could just sort of spam roll your way around. Oh, this guy is very strong, so I'm actually gonna leave him be. You know, I don't have to kill everything. Looks like my experience went up a little bit more, which is interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a portal there. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, good, try that again. Put a portal there. I'm going to look around. I'm going to find the waypoint. Always with a randomized map makes things a little bit more interesting with the game, with this type of game, of course. I think it was in the previous video where I was talking about Digimon 4 a lot, and how I felt that Digimon 4 was a lot like this in regard to, you know, you sort of just whack at things and you sort of just pick stuff up. But as I mentioned, there was a lot lacking from that game. Like I said, the class system was severely lacking. So I'm going to put these in my little belt, and I'm going to put everything else away. Alright, I'll put that on. Sell the other items that I no longer need. So just make sure I have that waypoint, check. Alright, and we're going to take the portal, and voila, we are back at the stairs. Little shortcut. Oh, so I don't have teleport yet, that's correct. I'm only level 14, and 18 is the required level to unlock teleporting. Oh, these guys seem to be a little bit on the tough side. Let's try some fireballs. A lot more effective than what I'm swinging at currently. What is the damage? Yeah, so my fireballs are doing slightly more than my normal attack, so that's the case there. So I'm going to want to stick to my fireballs a lot more as far as taking things out, and it's pretty good for crowds, you know, if they're particularly close to you like that. Just that case right there. You know, it's not a particularly good thing in hell, the hell mode I should say. That being that there, especially Act 4, There is a lot of fire immune creatures in that act. And yeah, that makes it really hard for that type of character to sort of move around and take things out in such a way that would be effective. See, I'm running out of items, portals, and identifying items, so I'm going to stock up on those. 20 and 20, alright, that is the maximum for each. Alright. So I decided to leave the volume off on these Let's Plays because I finally got a speaker on. But, you know, I was already sort of doing the voices of the characters, so I figured, might as well just finish this, and just talk over it anyways. You know, this is a pretty old game, so I'm pretty sure that most of the people that have played this, you know, people still actually play this, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people still play this game. I'm going to put it into the fireball. I'm going to have that point remaining, so... see what's out. So I'm doing a little bit more, alright? Let's see what I'm going to put my health up. I think that's the best course of action since my health seems to be going down pretty fast. Alright. I'm going to go back. That was a special guy, so I'm going to leave that be. I'm going to, you know, if I finish this act, which I probably will, I'm going to play the remaining, I'm going to let the scene play out, but I am going to talk over it. The cutscenes are things I actually have not seen in a really long time. I usually skip over them now, but, you know, since I like to be complete about things, in the case of at least doing a Let's Play, I figured I might as well just let the video play out and just talk over it and share my thoughts on the actual what's going on, and so on and so forth. So that's what's going on as far as where this is gonna go. Should be simple, should be enjoyable. I have not died in this Let's Play yet, so that's good. I've kept to my word on that. I don't know if that would be possible on Nightmare, because that is the mode I died in the previous, the hardcore mode I was talking about offline. That's how far I got. I got to Act 3, I believe it is. And then one of the enemies had a skill called Corpse Explosion, and if you are near an enemy when that happens, you of course take that damage, and apparently my character at the time was in that vicinity when I killed that creature, and the corpse explosion took all the damage. I think I even had full health, so I think that took away everything I had. So corpse explosion, a very, very effective skill. And if you are a necromancer, that is usually a skill that you want to use, and for necromancers, of course, it only works on dead bodies, but if you happen to see a really tough creature within the vicinity, you're going to want to use corpse explosion, and you're pretty much going to almost wipe out that enemy. I'm going to use a stamina potion so that, because I was running out. Alright, so this area is pretty big, you know, randomized, and it's a little bit bigger than usual, or it's, you know, I think it's relatively that size, so my quest is to kill Indariel. Alright, so I'm going to clear out this little area first. That's usually the strategy for newcomers, you know. Clear the area. Indariel is she has poisonous skills for distance, and she comes in with the swipes. She usually uses this sort of poisonous spray. Pretty effective damage, because the poison, you know, there's that initial damage, I should say, and then there's the poison, which usually, you know, since my poison resistance, you know, starting off it's usually 0. I have a little something on, but it's not going to help that much in that regard. So I could have just talked to Deckard Cain and saved that scroll, but I was already there, so I figured I'll identify the item and then sell it, because I don't usually, you know, you don't usually keep items that aren't in your class, and there's no one to give it to anyway. So yeah. Alright, clearing out the shamans first, so that way they are not bringing back the smaller dark ones. There we go. I'm gonna clear out that, just see if there's anything on here. Alright, taking my sweet time putting this together. Act 2 should be pretty long, depending on the size, but it's usually pretty big. Act 3 should be a nightmare to complete as far as size, but there are some highlights to being at least a sorceress in comparison to, say, you know, there's another class within the paladin class called a Hammerdin, and that class is super effective. However, there's one area that I felt that has always suffered for the Hammerdin, and that is a little bug cave. And the hammers, you know, this is a skill that spins around you. Alright, gonna make that a 5. Getting a little bit closer to 100 damage now. You know, well, the lower half is at 50, and the maximum damage I can do is now 80. But as I was saying, in Act 2, you have that really, really thin area to combat with. And, yeah, it's not really good for a Hammerdin. You know, the hammers spin around, and if they touch something, they will evaporate, or they won't. So that's why I'm not doing a lot of damage. This guy happens to be fire enchanted, so I'm going to use a bit of static shocks on him, and physical damage doesn't really seem to do much either. Unfortunate. So this guy is extremely tough. Do I still have the... Yes. Okay, that's probably why I have this guy here. Particularly, I find that interesting that in Players 8, you usually come across these enemies that are, you know, really strong against your character type. So, you know, you have your sorceress, and you have your... I'm a flame sorceress, and this guy just so happens to be fire enchanted. So, my fireballs aren't doing a lot as much as I would want them to, and he's actually healing as I'm attacking him a little bit there. Again, a little hard to see. This isn't looking good for me. I'm gonna back out here. My health was a bit low. Don't want to deal with Endario quite yet, especially with an enemy like this around. Stock up on everything. I'm actually going to buy like 4 of these just in case, the antidote potions. I'll stack them up as soon as I beat this guy, I think. Where did he go? It's over here. Again, both of my attacks aren't just really doing much. I think I'm actually going to lure him somewhere else and then come back around. This guy's pretty tough. He's not, and he's healing constantly. I think in, you know, I think in another style I would have stuck around, but kick these barrels for whatever reason. Sometimes they drop things, but you know, I'm gonna just run past this guy now. Alright, so I'm almost up to Endario. I'm gonna make sure this guy is dead. Alright. And there she comes. Of course, you guys should consider yourselves lucky that Kawaii Critic isn't the one playing this. He'd probably just oogle at the nudity of Endario. You know, do his old shipping thing since he's a big shipper. I am not. I am much more of a professional. I know how to tackle on. So there's the poison. This poisonous spray using the static, really effective against early combatants. And now I'm going to switch over to my fireball. Super effective against Endario specifically. Interestingly enough, and that's one of the reasons why I picked a. Do I not have? I literally have 0 room, so I'm gonna drink up all these potions now. I actually did not need them, surprisingly. I'll pick up these items. Let's talk to Deckard. Do the voice, of course. Everyone, this is a great victory indeed, but not many more battles await. Many more battles await. I will accompany you on your journey, lending you what assistance I can. Remember, Diablo is still out there, seeking something in the desert. I'm afraid that nightmare will not end until you find what it is that he seeks. Alright. Everyone has a little something to say to me, so I'm going to talk to these people. What do you got? Dario's death brings renewed life for us all. We mourn the loss of our dear sisters, but at least now we can get on with our lives. I may have misjudged you, Outlander. You are a true hero and testament to the noble spirit which has inspired our order for generations. Farewell, my friend. So I made a good friend here. You got anything? Akari? Finally, we may rejoice. We owe a debt we can never repay. I only hope in time we will be able to rebuild our order. All our thanks go to you, my friend. So we made another friend. With that, I'm going to identify this. It's much better than the item we have now, so I'm going to put it on. Not much going on there, so I'm going to sell that. Not much going on there, and I particularly don't need that kind of item. Also, don't need that sword. I'm gonna just, since this is a one-time through, I'm gonna sell all these gems. I usually don't use them anyway. I know there is another item. Might as well get it. Figure, might as well. So I can use that portal again. I'm gonna identify the item this time since I'm running through the area instead. Alright, so I'm going to sell that. Got a chunk of money there, that's good. Before I talk to him, does she have anything to say? No? Okay. Do a repair. Make sure everything's all neat. So we have a 9 and we have a 14, so we'll put that on. Alright. The cavern is prepared. We may now journey eastward to Let Golem. I don't know if that's pronounced, but to go east. Alright, I'm going to let this little trailer play. Or, not trailer. You know what I mean. Act 2. Here we go. This is not, like I said, this is something I've not seen in quite a long time. So we have some sort of desert with an ocean. Oh man, very Death Stranding, like, scene right there, or just... that reminds me of Death Stranding. So we've still got some desert, not a lot going on. So that's actually where we're going to be going. So we have this hooded figure and some guy that's just traveling along with this mysterious wanderer. We'll see him come across a few more times, and the horse just... No, he's given up. He's given up on the journey, and now I think he's dying. The guy's like, oh no. Oh yeah, so nice little lens flare going on there. Yeah, got that nice lens flare. Got bird for scale in that distance. So this is a huge area, I guess. There's Let Golem. Again, I hope that's how pronounced. And in the nighttime, they're just chilling. Probably telling stories. Oh, look at that face. So my guess is that the Mr. Oh, whoa, look at Mumra. What's he doing in this game? Oh, there's what's his name? Shoot, Azul or something like that, or is it the other one? Iswal, I should say. A lot going on. It's like, I think it's like some sort of nightmare, maybe. I don't know. I can't quite tell. This is like a door closing. A lot of scene cuts. Got a mysterious area and a floating. Oh, there we go. That was really quick. Oh, there's a lot going on here. Alright, that's spelling out something mysterious. Oh, there's Mumra again, getting brought to life, I assume. Oh, it was a dream. Was that all a dream? I mean, it couldn't. Oh, so was that a flashback, perhaps then? Because I know Iswal, or however you pronounce his name, is prevalent in this game, at least later on. Alright. So after that night of random visions, the Wanderer and the Farmer? I don't know what his job would be. The guy that's following the Wanderer is some mysterious guy. And there I am. Alright, I'm going to talk to people first and then end the video. Greetings, honored traveler. I am Jaren, Lord of Letgolum, and I bid you welcome to my fair port city. I am glad to know that once again caverns are free to travel the Western Pass. For some time now, we have been under siege by the evil power that I cannot identify. Strange, it all began when a dark wanderer came this way, looking for the tomb of Tal Rasha. No one knows exactly where Tal Rasha, keeper of Baal, is entombed, but it is certain to be far, out of the desert. Now my people whisper tales of the dead rising from their tombs, and horrible creatures lurking amongst the moonlight dunes. Even I have witnessed things that I cannot explain. I've ordered the port closed and all trade ships moored until his city is safe. Atma, the travel keeper, has an important mission for you. Go to see her immediately. You'll find her in the other side of town. Now I must return to the palace. I apologize, but I cannot invite you in. Things are rather a mess right now. Alright. So that's Jaren, so I'll be talking to him a little bit later. Alright. I'm going to buy a few things, like I said, and I'll call it after I just show off what I'm going to buy. I know that the ancient city religions are... I was trained as a paladin, as Zakrum in the east... Oh, no, I couldn't read that, sorry. So, is she saying? A paladin in the East Kuras Temple many years ago, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go in here. Gonna need a bit more strength to carry some of these items, but that's fine. I'll get to that. I'll leave him alone or leave her alone for now, I should say. We have Joknan. Welcome, young sorceress, to Letgolum. I hope your skills are a match for the horrors that lay beyond the city walls. A mage of your limited experience may find the evil too great to withstand alone. My name is Jognan, and I know what you're up against, my friend. You ought to look over my inventory for items of trade. There you go. That's Jognan. Alright, I'm gonna buy a skeleton shield. There we go. Get me a skeleton shield. I have one of them's. We're gonna head over here to... I bet you wonder how this town manages to stay safe with all the trouble going on out there in the desert. Well, I can tell you that that's got nothing to do with the local town guards. They're all the palace for some reason. Jaren hired me and my mercenaries to help the guard peace around here. We're not cheap, but we're the best wastelands have to offer. So I'm gonna hire a new guy. Let's get a guy with the cool name, Chasm. I like that name. Defensive Mercenary, level 12. That's really good. So we're going to come back over here for a brief moment. We're going to go in my stash. We're going to pull out this. We're going to pull out that. We're going to pull out that as well. We're going to give him that. We're going to give him this. Alright. We're going to sell the other items. Whoops. I'll do that next time. This video is getting pretty long as it is. The last thing I'll buy him is fast. I'll get him this one, I guess. And give him that. Alright, everyone. This has been Buck Business, and if you like what you've seen, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, farewell, everyone.